Greetings, YouTube community. You're using your eyeballs and hand to do one thing. Watch this show. This is the Culturalist, Season 1 finale. Cue music. Today, I'm going to talk about a problem right now, and let's be honest, it's always a problem. Fraternities. We will talk about hazing, too. This and more now. Hello and welcome to the Culturalist. I'm James Blinken. You know, we can all agree that our topic today is stupid in one way or another. Social media? No. Supermarkets? They are not super, right? What? No. Oh, Trump. You hate Trump. True, but no. Exercise. Wait, are you naming topics I already covered on the show? Why would I talk about that again? Except Trump. I would talk about Trump again and again and again. Maybe. You're hopeless. On that note, Frats. The place all virgin tough guys come to bargain. Frat Lord, I have come to bargain. Like Dormammu. Along the way, they become incredible assholes and only care about sex and the circumference of their arm muscle. I will not show my arm muscle because it doesn't exist. AKA, they're fuckboys. Now, I'm not saying everyone who joins a frat is bad. I know many people who join frats just because they want a brotherhood. Frats are great for socializing. In most cases. Right now, being in a frat should be boring because of COVID. But of course, that's not the case. You would think, a deadly virus, we should all be careful. But frats only think about two things. Why is there not a beer in my hand, and where are the chicks? I'm aware nobody calls girls chicks, but I'm trying to sound stupid. And let us be honest, there is a dumb frat kid out there that does say that. I wonder what frat leadership says about Corona. Are they like, fuck it, we do not care, let's party like it's New Year's Eve for the 5th time this week? Or do they sit there without pants and try to sound intelligent and say the same exact thing? Either way, I don't think many frats care much about COVID. Moving on, the concept of a frat president is just funny to me. I just imagine a mildly buff white guy who has decent social skills and knows how to work a problem or two, has a secret crush on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and really wants to be a poet. Somehow, this guy becomes the president of a frat. And I know, I was trying to make him seem like a decently smart person, but he thinks poetry is something you read only at a church. Okay, bottom line, I always imagine that frat presidents are dumb. Hence, they don't care about the virus. The frat president does not really care about the guidelines, so they will try to be secretive about doing parties. Which, by the way, never works. Like, never. So many COVID cases pop up from frat houses, and yeah, there are consequences, but they still happen. Like, how do you stop parties from happening? Nobody will care what your president of your university says. And let's face it, every president of a university looks, talks, and acts like an English major. And let us be honest about English majors. You could spot them from a mile away. You can't describe how they seem like an English major, but you can take one look at them and say, yeah, that's an English major. Like, there is no way to control people my age. We act like we're gonna die tomorrow, so we must act like that way. In reality, we cannot look 2 days ahead of us. And when I mean us, I mean not me. I know that I'm gonna survive days into the future. I can look to the future and say, hey, I can go to parties and stuff after COVID ends. I just have to be patient. Very patient. And that sucks. But these kids who are impatient can't see that they're going to live past tomorrow and for years to come. Hence, they will party during a pandemic. And listen, that partying right now could potentially cause them to die because COVID affects everyone differently. Yes, it's less effective in younger people, but younger people still die. I wish people can just understand this, but they can't, and it's very unfortunate because it will come at the risk of getting really sick and or death. And now, today's upcoming programming.
The once killer weed toothpaste becomes legal in Guam. More at 12.
Let's talk about hazing. It's that time when the people in the frat can torture people who are not in said frat and almost get away with murder. Come on, Jerry over here tried to kill Jeff, but it didn't work out. But because of hazing, it almost did. Because they had little Tommy take care of it. Of course, Tommy could not go through with it and went home crying and later transferred schools. Okay, hazing is not killing, but it is stupid. I heard there are hazing challenges like eating multiple sticks of butter. And it's not deep fried butter, which is somehow a very popular food in the South. It's just a stick of damn butter. How can anybody eat that? Well, since I live in America, I should know that Americans will eat anything fried. How do you think McDonald's gets away with their chicken McNuggets? Yeah, hazing is nuts. And eating butter is the tip of the iceberg. Sometimes people will have to do something sexual. And yes, in college, having sex is the equivalent of completing the Pokédex in Pokemon. People want to catch them all, if you catch my drift. But frats sometimes make you do some weird sexual favors that I really don't want to talk about on this show. But I will tell you what they are through a brief coded message. Donald Trump plus do us a favor though, plus sucking, plus no money, plus what you may sometimes have to do to get into a frat equals being a prostitute without the money. Yeah, some frats are weird. Another type of extreme hazing is alcohol challenges, which is the stupidest one to me. Someone eating butter would be funny to watch. I get that. The sex stuff is weird, but some guys are just weird. No, those guys are just sick. But drinking is like this. Drink this and you're cool. That's a lot of alcohol, I don't think. Drink it or else you won't be in a frat. But Does it look like I care? Later, that kid will have to get his stomach pumped, and that frat president will just blame the vice president, saying, I did not see anything, I was busy, fucking, clearly I'm a frat president, what else do I do? Yeah, stereotypically, frats are insane. Some are decent, but many are nuts. I wish they took more responsibility, but because it's kids leaving home for the first time joining these said frats, they think they could do whatever they want. Well, whatever the result, it's their funeral. If you want to take a risk to join a frat, join a frat. If you want to stay safe from some crazy shit happening to you, don't join a frat. I personally would never join a frat because it's not my thing, and that's putting it nicely. On that note, this is the end of the episode and the end of the season. Until our next encounter, I'm James Blinken. This has been The Culturalist. Stay safe.